come with me to Joshua Tree. So it turns out me and 2 other people ended up going into the park one day. We only stopped at like 2 of the cool exhibits that you could see. And then we went back to the campsite, and then I was like, no way, I'm driving home the next day, not going through Joshua Tree. So you best believe I drove straight through it on my way home, and let me show you what we did. So that was Greg and John you saw, and it was so funny. On our way in, they asked me what a Joshua Tree looked like, and I was like, you know what, I will let you know as soon as I see one, because I'd never been to the park, so I didn't know. And look at how cool these things are. I don't want to be wrong, but I don't even think these ones are the actual Joshua trees. But Greg was like, they can't make them look this fuzzy. They're too huggable. Another thing I thought was really cool, I wasn't sure what I was going to see in the park aside from obviously Joshua trees, but when you would stop to see these things, it would be like just dirt for a little while, and then it would just be tons of these. Like, it went on for miles. And then everyone obviously had to take a picture in front of the cool trees because they were just awesome. And we actually scavenged to go and try and find ones that were taller than us so that it could look like we were in a little forest of them. As you can see, we did not succeed right here. There are none taller than me. But they had a super cute bridge that we saw people actually taking like graduation photos on. And then we booked it back as soon as the sun started going down because I didn't want to have to drive to our new camp spot that was like super bumpy in the dark, and it was awful. But we had the beautiful sunset, and then this was us leaving our campsite the next morning to hit Joshua Tree all by myself. Mother loves when I do that. And then of course I had to get some pictures of Binchy in front of the trees, but dogs obviously aren't really allowed over there, so we just pulled on the side of the road, and then I took some. And I was also scared he was gonna get poked, so you had to be careful. And then, you know, we went through the park by ourselves the second time, so we had to snap a pic of ourselves, and me and the trees became good friends. I got super close, and they weren't even that scary. And I honestly can't say if I'm lying or not, but I might have been scooching down. I don't know if I found ones. Those ones might have been taller than me. And this is what it looked like when you were just driving on the road. They just went on for miles. It was insane. And then they would just like clear up and it would just be dirt and no trees. And like I said before, I wasn't sure what I was going to see at Joshua Tree, but they had some really cool and large rock features. I would say if you haven't seen any desert plants, this is a pretty good place to go. And then, of course, I have to show you Binchy in the van in Joshua Tree. He's loving it. He's doing his best. Okay, fine, he hates the rough roads, but he does great. And then I did a little bit tiny hike on my own and climbed up a rock, and then took a pretty cool video, I thought, and then was kind of scared that somebody was gonna walk through and just see me like sitting in a few rocks. And I also felt bad because I saw so many other people bring like dogs and cats on leashes, like just to these little, to see the exhibits. And I didn't bring Finch, and he would love rock climbing or any kind of little hike, so I felt bad. But I was respecting the guidelines, I believe. And just look at the view. He just climbed through a little rock canyon, and that was the top of it, and the other one was the bottom. And then I took some pictures in them because I did ask one person to take a picture of me, but I didn't like the pictures, so then I just put my phone on a rock and peeked out from the rock, and then we were just balancing because we didn't know what other kind of pictures to take. Cool view. And then you'll see, and then the rock structures continued growing more rocks, you know, and then there were more desert plants and Joshua trees and different, one thing I never noticed is people admire that out here you can like see miles out. I didn't realize how weird that is. In other states you can't see more than a few miles without seeing trees. But of course I had to get some pictures of Poppy in Joshua Tree National Park and go follow the Instagram. Look at Binchy, and look, I got the trees and the rocks in the view, and she's holding up pretty nice. And look, there's my magnetic hook on the outside. I feel like it just adds to the desert vibe. We can throw some color in. That's the shot. That's the money shot. Poppy just be popping off. And then we gotta shout Binchy out. Look, you got the dog, the rocks, my agua. And then I took a little walk, another one that I could have taken him on that I didn't know. But look, one of the things that was so sad is that you can't see under the clouds because of all the pollution, and if it's cold, they said. But it's really sad. Like, this would be such a great view. It is a great view, but it would be even better if you could see through all the clouds. Picture of myself, picture someone else took. Just don't like it as much, but we love it. And then it was a nice little walk, pretty steep, up to this view that gives you an even better shot of the pollution. And then look, I slow-moed the crap out of this. Let me fix that. There we go. And then look, I got a cool picture of the tree that was sitting in the mountains. Sorry, don't know where the accent came from. And look, this was super cool. And at the bottom it says, what's wrong with the picture? And that's actually where I read the thingy about the pollution. They wanted to inform us that we should take better care of our planet. Just kidding. I meant to say, look at this beautiful view. And there's still some greenery up here. And then, you know, taking the pictures by myself, standing there in the wind. Loved it. 5 of us, we couldn't get a good picture because it was so windy when we wanted to face backwards. So we had to put the hood on. And it made it look even a little cuter. So I wasn't even mad about it. And then look at this cute video because, again, phone propping up wasn't working. Look, Poppy and Finch is in the van. And then we continued on our exit-ish towards back home. And we saw some extra trees. We loved it. We actually thought we were going the wrong way when we got to the exit. I was like, could you let me know what exit we are at or what entrance this is so I can make sure that I'm literally heading in the direction of home still? And so fortunately I was, even though I thought I was going the wrong way. But yeah, I definitely need to do better about checking what parks are dog friendly. Obviously not a ton of them, but where they can go potty and different things that I can do depending on the weather. Hope you enjoyed the park. Stop by if you're ever coming through. Windmills mean I'm home. Gotta go. Bye.